So, I've been thinking a lot recently about the single season. If y'all know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna lift your hands in the chat. If you wanna put a little lift your hands emoji, because that's you. I feel that. No, I've been thinking a lot about the single season because I've been in it for quite a long time now, and I'm one of those people that does desire to be married one day. But I've been reading this book for this cohort I'm a part of. It's called The Emotionally Healthy Leader. And as I look at the book right now, it's been good in the way that it's very challenging. It's not stuff I haven't heard before for the most part, but they are very specific, direct reminders. And the chapter that we've just finished reading, leading out of your singleness. So it's leading out of your marriage or singleness. For me, it's leading out of my singleness. And part of what this is highlighted is the reality that, whatever reality you're in, whether it be single or married, you are supposed to be your best and do the most you can for God in that season. Like, don't wait on the next one. Don't wish for the one before, but be very present in the one you're in. I think that's hard for people to hear because it almost sounds like you're saying don't aspire for marriage or don't remember what it was like being single. And I can only speak necessarily for the single to marriage, single looking forward to marriage. I can't speak from the other side, obviously. But when I think about that, it almost sounds like, it's asking me to not aspire for that, but to imagine, okay, if this is all there is for you, how you're going to live your life. Like, if your life is supposed to be single, that's it. Like, marriage is not part of your future. How does that change how you approach life right now? And on one end, it's like, yeah, I mean, that perspective means I'm approaching life like tomorrow is not promised. Like, this is all there is, and so I'm going to maximize every second of every day, right? That's the positive side of it, the positive perspective, I would say. The other side of it is like, okay, if this is all there is, then that is kind of depressing because it means that if you are like me, single, living alone, you just have to exist in this loneliness on this side of heaven. And you won't see, the type of perfect community that Christ brings in his fullness until you see him in the flesh in heaven or until he comes back. And so you're left here in this, existing in this loneliness for however long you have. And that's a very gloomy outlook, one that I tend to try to not think about, but this chapter really brought it back to the forefront. And as I've tried to, settle into that reality of this might be it. So how do I maximize life as a single person? How do I see my life going forever single? What do I want to do? How do I want to impact the world? I'm going to be completely honest. This thing rocked me. This thing rocked the mess out of me. I have been so off and so shooketh by this chapter because that reality is scary to me, that I could just be single forever. And it's especially scary because I had pillars in my life, some foundational goals. One is be a faithful believer in Christ. That is a daily goal. The other is complete a graduate from college, which I completed undergrad, praise God. Got my degree and everything, my bachelor's. And then the third goal I've had since I was a child. All three I've had since I was a child, but this last one came from literally seeing my parents, is get married and have children. That was a goal. I saw it happen with my parents, and I'm like, that's going to happen for me. So the fact that I'm taking this pillar and shifting it from its foundation means I'm going to be rocked. I'm no longer steady. And so I've been trying to reconcile this reality with my own personal feelings about it, and it's just been a crazy moment. And so I think I've tried to calm myself by reminding myself that, okay, here's the thing. You're going to feel this way. You can't turn it off. So maybe a part of what your responsibility in this moment is, in order to move on, is to grieve this. Because the reality is, we don't know if tomorrow's promised. We don't know what God's going to allow, He's not going to allow. And if we want to be in His will, we're not going to walk away from that. We're just going to be patient and see. So if you need to, take some time to grieve your idea of what your life was supposed to be. Grieve that if you need to. Also understand in your grieving process that if you believe God is God and He is who He says He is, meaning that He knows you and that He loves you, then what He is doing is for your good, ultimately for your benefit. If you need it, you will have it, because He is going to bring it to you. He's going to provide it to you, because He knows every need. He'll provide every need. He's promised to provide every need, and He's promised to never leave nor forsake. And so because He is God, He is not man, that He should lie, we can trust that if He said it, He, above all else, is trustworthy to do it. And that's out the other side of it. And so those things have been helping to calm my nerves. At the same time, like I said, I'm going to feel this, and I'm in a moment of just feeling it. Like I've been back and forth with it. I've been in the place of, okay, I'm going to be single, so just be single, and had been content. I've been in the place of, okay, marriage is happening for me. I need to prepare, and have been excited and, working to become more of like a husband-like man, more of a man who could be husband. But I haven't been really content there either, because I'm always like, okay, where is she? And so I feel like I'm now coming to a contentment, or trying rather to get to a contentment of saying, look, there's a possibility that, you will be married one day. So don't stop preparing, because the last thing you'd want is to have done all this preparation to stop doing it. She comes around and now you're left looking raggedy because you weren't keeping up with it. You weren't consistent. The other side of it is, because there's a possibility you might be single, don't waste your life waiting for something that may not happen. Don't wait to do the things. Don't wait to make the impact. Don't wait to make the money, create the legacy, to just maximize every day and everything you have. Don't wait to do all that, because you may not have anything you're waiting on. So in this meantime, prepare, but also recognize that you're enough. Even if you don't reach that goal, you are still enough. God is enough to keep you, and you are enough because He is giving you that worth. Because technically our first marriage, once we accept Christ, we are the bride, the church, and He is the bridegroom. And so technically that is the first marriage that every Christian, walks into. And so attend to that, and if an earthly marriage is to come, then attend to that when the time comes. Till then, you attend to this marriage here. You be faithful to Christ, and you cater to Him, provide what you can to please Him and honor Him, and all these things that you do for a wife, do unto God. The faithfulness, the giving of yourself, the honoring, all those things, do for God now, because this is a covenant that He's made with you, that you've walked into with Him. So that's kind of where I'm at now, and I wanted to share some of that for anybody like me who's struggling with this single season, who's struggling with just not knowing if it's supposed to happen, if marriage is supposed to happen. One, I want you to recognize that you are enough without it. But also don't get in such despair that you're going to be single all your life, that you don't, prepare for the possibility that it might happen still. Because there is a space of recognizing, looking at the facts, just looking at how I'm wired. I can be okay by myself, but I've been by myself for a long time. And I feel I'm better when I have somebody to work for, to work, who can benefit from what I do, who I can partner with. I work better because it's not just working for me, but working for somebody else. That motivates me to do more. And so with that in mind, I think that is kind of the place where I'm like, God still could do this. I may not be ready right now. He may know that she's not ready yet, or both of you just need time to really do some more self-reflection, self-growth, or whatever. But when it's time, he will allow that. So don't get so caught up in, okay, I'm just single forever, so I'm going to focus on this, that you miss when God does bring her. Because you're like, oh, well, this ain't for me. I'm single. I'm the single guy. This ain't for me. That you miss out on the blessing, right? And don't be so caught up in, okay, where is she at? Where is she at? Is this her? That you miss out on God's preparation and God's pruning you now, his building of you now. So that's really it. I just wanted to be transparent. I wanted to come on and encourage somebody who's like maybe feeling like I am feeling, that there is hope. And that it's tough. I'm not negating that this is a stupidly hard season, but there is fruit in it. There is something to get out of it. God is yet still doing something. So that's it. If you like this video, if you like this type of video, if you feel like there's something that you wanted to hear me talk about more, or if this type of video, you want to see more of this like format, let me know in the comments. I don't know if I'm doing it again, but depending on how many views and likes this get, I may do more like this on different topics. But I want to be transparent about that and just kind of let you guys in on some of what I've been thinking about, some what I've been knowing over. But yeah, till next time, may the Lord bless and keep y'all. Jesus does love you, and he's going to keep you. Peace and deuces.